Okay, everybody, good morning. This is Vince with Listings to Leads. And today we're talking about Facebook and Google advertising. Okay. And what I want to talk about first, however, is what do we do in general? And we're a very robust platform here. We've been doing it for 15 years. We help agents with social media. We can auto post your listings to social media. We have a lot of content for social media. We can post landing pages there. And all those things capture leads. If you don't have listings, we also have landing pages, things like what is your home worth and new construction and first-time home buyers and other kind of templated landing pages that you can create and have unlimited landing pages. We also have 80 PDF guides. They are branded to you on every page. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers. And you can use those to engage buyers and sellers. You can either do things for free, share them on an e-flyer, or you can just share a link on your social media accounts for free. We can auto post that out for you for free. But you can also print things and mail them out. And you can also run ads on Facebook or Google and get them out. Now, we also have follow-ups, email follow-ups in the follow-up section. And we have a new AI follow-up, which is really some smart, it's really smart software that is taking leads and keeping them in conversation with relevant questions until they're ready to have a conversation with you. That's an add-on. The Google ad software is an add-on, but we are going to go look at Google. But that's a little bit of what we do. To learn about all the things that we do, I do recommend that you find us on leadgenwebinars.com. You can sign up for the classes that I do. Which Facebook and Google, top tools for more listings. I do a class for lenders, and I also do Get Started, and Scott does calls as well. And all the classes that we do, we record. So I'm going to send lead gen webinars. Let's see. I think I got a question here, so I can send this to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Here. So if you're not on the call and you're watching this as a recording, just go to leadgenwebinars.com. These classes are free. And join us if you want to hear a live class. Now, every class that we do, we record, and they are right here on this channel. Let's see here. Are we able to watch this again after the webinar? Yeah. Osborne, that's exactly what I'm talking about right now. And I'm actually sending you a link to where you're going to see it. But yes, these are all recorded, including this class. And this class will probably be on this page either this afternoon or tomorrow on November the 15th. I also want to introduce you to this page right here. If you see our logo underneath it, it says videos, and these are all of the videos. I really recommend that every agent is watching. If you're new to us, Get Started right here. This is Facebook and Google class back here about 13 days ago, but I also do a class called Top Tools for More Listings. And I don't know where it is. Oh, right here, 2 weeks ago. I think everybody in the industry is going to want more listings. And I think you should actually watch 2 or 3 of those calls. I don't say exactly the same thing. I go down in certain avenues a little more in depth. Scott got something here as well. Oh no, that's a class I did for Soldera, one of our office clients. But yeah, I definitely recommend. There's a lot of tools here to help you get more listings. You should be very competent with them, and you should be using them consistently, and you will get more listings. Okay. So the other thing about this page is this tab right here that says shorts. Like right now, I'm doing an hour-long call, and I do a couple every week, and Scott does, sometimes he does them, but he's doing 1-minute videos on just specific aspects of our platform. So these are like a minute long. So they're not very long at all. And it'll help you understand very quickly in 1 minute, hey, this is how I can take an action. We get a lot of feedback from our clients in our mastermind group. And Scott's taking those and answering questions or just showing, hey, this is what this client did. Here's how you do it. This is our mastermind group. If you're not in it, please ask the support team to get you in it. It's a private group on Facebook. It's not, if you're not in it, you cannot find it. And since this class right here is on, let's see here. I've asked to join several times. Are you a client, Deborah? Yes. You can send me an email at vince@listings2leads.com. I'll send this to everybody. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. But sometimes when I do things, it's just a little more to the point. I want to point out something, since this class is about Facebook and Google. This guy here, Brian Mathewson, in our mastermind group, came in here in the spring of this year. And over a year ago, I signed up their office. He has an LPT office in Texas. And he created this video and he shared it in our mastermind group, and he created it for his agents to teach them, hey, this is what you can do with listings to leads. And what he is saying is he wanted to show people how to run a sold ad to get more listings, right? But he actually is saying, hey, in the beginning, we ran ads while it was for sale. We generated 114 buyer leads with this system. And he said, and we converted 4. Now, to buy 114 buyer leads, they're on average, buyer leads from Facebook are about $3 each. So he probably paid around $350 for those multiple ads to capture 114 leads, right? But he converted 4. 4 people bought a home in Texas. And I'm pretty sure the commission on 4 homes is more than $350. So you can start to get an idea of the ROI. At the second half of this video, he says, yeah, we flipped it to sold. We ran an ad. We texted him in the morning. We got a phone call with him by 4 p.m. And in that phone call, we closed a listing appointment for a $400,000 sale and a $450 purchase. So that's $850 in volume from one $50 ad. Okay. Are you following along with what I just said? One home is getting buyer leads and seller leads. So let's just get into listings to leads and show you where you would do that, right? So as I'm logging in here, there is an ads page right over here. And you can see everything here. And so maybe we'll stick to the ads page. But whenever you log in, you're on the dashboard. And the dashboard has the ability to run ads too. Maybe we'll look at that a little bit later. But right here, we're on the ads page. And so if you're new to our company, we're going to ask you to connect to your Facebook business page. So any ad that you're running is going to say it's sponsored by your business page. It's also going to charge your credit card on your Facebook account, right? So we're not taking a percentage of that. We're just making it easy for you. We have Facebook software built into this, and we basically run a couple, we turn it into 2 clicks, right? So this is where we do the main work, right? And so if we look here at this video again, he ran an ad on a home that was for sale, and then he ran an ad on a home that was sold. It was actually the same home. He just sold it and he flipped the status. With that, I want to bring us back to this flyer. Okay. I've asked everybody, there's a lot of new people here that are logging in now. Please open up the GoToMeeting chat panel and open up the section called handouts. There are 2 handouts. I'm looking at one of them right now, and I'm going to go through this really quickly. It says connect to Facebook. Oh, this is your branding. So the leads, sometimes you pay companies for leads and they're running ads on Facebook, but they're not putting your name. They're just using whatever generic page they've created. Every ad that you run is branded and sponsored by your company, by your business page. So that's awesome for your branding. If you run early stage listings like coming soon, just listed, active, or open house, you're going to get buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. If you market the same home when it's pending, under contract, or sold, the call to actions are going to get you listing leads. It's basically going to say, hey, that's going to affect your home value. Click here for your free home value, right? That's what the system is doing. And so those are really easy ways of getting buyer leads and seller leads. And that's exactly what Brian did in that video. He ran an ad on a home that was for sale. He ran multiple ads and he generated 114 buyer leads. And then he flipped the home to sold, and he runs another ad and he gets a listing out of it. It's that simple. It's right here. Now, we also have PDF guides. I mentioned that earlier, and we have landing pages. And so if you don't have listings at the moment, you could actually run an ad on those as well. And then lastly, I tell people to customize their landing pages to make them local. I'll show you what I mean by that. And also to create a custom audience. This is actually, I think one of the most important things right now, one thing, we'll go look at it later. I'll talk about it later. Facebook doesn't have the kind of targeting that it once had many years ago. And where it really hurts is when you want to target people that live in a particular town. You can't target by zip code. And even if you type in the name of the city, you're going to have a 15-mile radius. And that can really be a waste of your money because many people are seeing the ad that you're trying to target a particular town and it's not in there. And that's where the custom audience becomes really critical and very important. And I think everybody should start thinking about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. When it comes to Google, number one website in the internet, definitely higher quality leads in Facebook because the way that you're getting the lead is people are asking a question but they're more expensive. They're definitely more expensive. Google charges more per lead. And then here I'm saying use seller PDF guides and home valuation landing pages. Here's really what I want to say there. And I didn't put it in there because it's just too bulky. Use Google for more listings. Okay. Now there's a lot of ways to get listings with our platform without Google, right? There just is. And you should definitely be using that. But when you get the machine working, when you get into listings to leads and you take out those peaks and valleys out of your business and you can manage your revenue, you want to be investing in Google. That is the number one website in the country. 86% of all questions on the internet occur on Google. Okay. And so for you to compete there, you have to be able to run an ad there. And if you haven't noticed how easy it is to run an ad on Facebook with our platform, it's that easy to run an ad on Google and be competitive on the most important website on the internet. So that's this page here. We're going to go through this in a minute. I also want to point out, because more people are logging in the handout section are 2 flyers, and definitely print both of them and leave them on your desk because I think you're going to need more listings if you're going to be staying in real estate. I think everybody knows that NAR has this awesome settlement that was announced at the beginning of the year, and buyer comp is negligible around in certain parts of the country. So it's going to be more competitive to find listings. And so this is the top ways of getting them. Nearby homeowner letter, pending ads, property valuation page, run ads on Facebook and Google, right? Market your seller PDF guides and a few other things. And then down at the bottom, get a custom audience for Facebook for better targeting. Act on these. You don't need to do all 11 of these activities every week, but you do probably need to do them all every month, at least once a month. So let's get into the Facebook side of things. And I will say this because you can't ask questions, but feel free to ask questions. There's a question section there, but nobody's asked. And sometimes it comes up. Let's just get it out of the way. What should your budget be for Facebook? Just for Facebook. And I tell brand new agents, and what I mean by that is like not new to us, but new to the industry, right? And I know new to the industry, you don't have a big budget, but I still am going to tell you $200 a month. And that would be 4 $50 ads. Every one is 1 week long, right? What would you get for that? Do you notice that over here, there's this column and it says 155 ads and impressions and spend and leads? You get leads from the ads and you also get impressions. This means people are seeing your business page saying sponsored by you, the Rockstar Realtor, right? If you spend $200 a month, depending on the kinds of ads you're running, meaning are they for buyers or for sellers, you're going to get somewhere from 50 to 150 leads. Okay. And it depends where you are in the country and what are you doing and how far your money will go. Right. And that's great. You're going to have actionable leads with name, email, and phone number. But your business page is going to be seen probably 5,000 to 10,000 times. Okay. And you got to ask yourself, where is your brand being seen 5,000 to 10,000 times in a month? And I don't think anybody's doing that. Right. But that's one reason why I tell new agents, you got to spend a couple hundred here, because if you're a new agent, the only people who know you're a realtor are your friends and family, right? And if you're a seasoned agent in any of the major cities with, I don't know, more than 100,000 people, you're competing against 5, 10, 20, 30,000 other agents. How do you rise above all that? Facebook ads really can set you up as looking like a professional in your market. I think better than any other platform. And at the same time that you're building that brand, you're capturing leads. So let's talk about what did Brian do over here when he sent that video to get 114 buyer leads. This is what he had to do. Now, Brian has an office, right? So he has to get more leads for his agents. And so this is what he did. He went in and he said, create a listing ad on a home that's for sale. Okay. And you leave it on lead ads. That means that your leads are pre-populated from the Facebook profiles. This is really important. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this in a minute. But all you have to do is click on the address and click that button. And there you go. You've created an ad on Facebook. Now, underneath the hood, it's a $35 ad. It's going to run for 7 days. And depending on what Facebook is charging you per lead, you divide that fee into that $35. And I'm going to just stop right there because you may not understand when you run a $35 ad, there is a price per lead that Facebook sets. The same is true for Google. When they click on your ad, they charge you a price per lead, but it's not a flat charge. It's not a flat fee that across the country. It's all auction based. So if you have a lot of competition, it's going to be more. If you have no competition, it's going to cost less. On average, buyer leads from an ad like this cost $3 each. And I'll tell you, I just had a conversation with a lady yesterday, and she had one listing in her account and she had run 2 ads on it. Okay. And the first ad she ran and the leads were $2, I think like $2.30 each. Okay. $2.50, 2 and change, right? And then she ran an ad on the property again, but she created a carousel ad. And I was telling you should run a carousel ad. So let's talk about a carousel ad. You see this static image? This is just automatically done, right? All you had to really do to make this work is click there. And this is how you create a carousel ad. There's a button up here that says change image and video. And when you do that, it's going to show you all the photos that came in with the listing, right? And what I want to point out is that you see this button over here. If any of you are investing in video, you're paying a videographer to do a video, get that video on your computer and upload it instead of what I'm doing here. I'm showing you how to make a carousel ad, but you could also upload a video. When I click insert, that takes all those photos and it pops them right over in the ad so that people can see more of the house. And you notice how the swimming pool's like here? What if you want to change the order? You just go over here and drag it down or drag that one up, and it'll change the order of the photos so they make more sense to you, right? Carousel ads outperform single image ads, okay? And video ads outperform all of those ads, those other two, carousel and single image ads. And Facebook is a business and they want to give you an incentive to run video ads because videos, they keep people on their website longer, right? And they make money from that. So they're going to charge you less. They're going to give you more leads per dollar when you use video. You don't have to go break your back to do that. If you're investing in video, just use it and it'll take these photos out and it'll pop your video right in there so that you're looking at this, right? So when it says it's just listed in Folsom, and if you have our text service over here, we'll say text this number to that one for instant info. But if you click here, we're going to grab their name, email, and phone number and deliver it to you, email it to you, and we're going to give them the single property website. So there's another thing that you want to know of here, right? And let me finish. I was telling you something about how I had spoken to this lady, and she said, yeah, I ran an ad on a single image ad and my leads were like $2 and whatever change. And I could see it that she ran another ad, same home in a carousel, and the leads were $6 each. They were 6 and change, right? And she's like, yeah, I think the carousel ads are not as good. They didn't work as well. And so I don't think they're as good, right? I got half as many leads. When I looked at the ad, now let me show you what I'm talking about over here. When we look at the ad, And this is what I really want you to understand. If you run the same exact ad, let's say you have one home for sale and you run one ad this week and you run the same exact ad next week and you run the same exact ad the following week, I guarantee you 100% that the cost per lead down here, CPL, is going to be different. And that lady thought that it had to do with one was carousel ad and one was a single image ad. I said, that has nothing to do with it, right? I said, just go run another single image ad and go see it. I don't know exactly. And if you guys ever find out, let me know. Like, how is it that they are basing the charge? Because we have clients that run multiple ads every week in the same cities every week, getting charged totally different prices per lead on each ad, right? It has nothing to do with it if it's carousel or not single image ad. I don't know. I think it's probably more the time of day or the day of the week. When are people running ads and are you competing against a bunch of people? That's what I think it is. And the reason why I think that is that we have a lot of clients who market through the holidays. You know how today is December 14th and I don't know, in 10 days, we're going to have Thanksgiving and everybody gets a bunch of turkey and mashed potatoes. Well, a good percentage of realtors take a nap right around then and wake up in about February or March. And there's so few ads run that the cost per lead has dropped. We've seen it drop 50%. We've seen it drop 70%. I've even seen years where it drops 90%. Okay. Meaning you're getting leads at 10 cents on the dollar after Thanksgiving through December when everybody's shopping and running around, right? Or napping. So it's a good time for you to be building your database during that time. And what I know from that, what we know from this is that the cost per leads drop in those months because nobody's advertising. You don't have your competitors are not out there. So let's go back and let's go do a listing ad one more time. And I want to talk about one more thing that is super important to our clients who are in the southern states. I think in the northern part of the country, the northeastern part of the country, real estate feels normal, right? Listings are coming, listings are selling. But if you're in Florida or if you're in Texas or if you've had extreme run-ups over COVID and prices went up and now interest rates are up, sometimes you're struggling to get these homes sold, right? And I definitely tell everybody in Florida, you need to know what I'm telling you right now. And that is that a lot of people like to move out of cold states and down to the southern states, right? And so you might want to type in other cities where people like to move from. If you we have clients who are out in the beautiful areas like Myrtle Beach, right? And they know that people will buy homes from the big city and move out there or have them as a vacation home, right? Things like that. I live close to Silicon Valley and 3 miles up the road in the mountains is a beautiful lake with a bunch of ski homes and stuff like that, right? Second home areas. If you've got that kind of dynamic going on, you can add a different location and target those same people. What I will say though, is this is a $35 ad. And whatever your cost per lead, that's going to dictate how many leads you get. So if you add 5 or 10 cities, it doesn't even affect the price of your leads. What affects the price or how many leads you're gathering is how many people, how much money are you putting in the ad, and what is your price per lead? And so you can get a ballpark after you run a few ads, because I don't know where everyone is sitting. But you learn that after you do this for a few weeks. Okay, I'm getting leads for about $4 or whatever that number is going to be. So that's the buyer side. And I can tell you this, if you have listings for sale, the fastest way of getting leads with name, email, and phone number are from Facebook ads using our software, just like I'm showing you right now. Now, the fastest way to get seller leads is also to use Facebook, and it's actually the cheapest way. But in this time, you want to do homes that are pending or under contract or sold. Right. And so I'm going to do one here that's pending. I'm going to leave it on lead ads. That means I get the name, email, and phone number from the page, from the profile. So nobody's typing anything in. And if we go back to Brian's deal here, remember that video I was showing you? I actually, if you go find this post, I asked him, like, what did you do? What did you do to get that lead on the seller side. Cause he said, yeah, we ran an ad for $50. Now notice this home was later stage. So we put a $50 budget. You can change it, but seller leads for an ad like this on average cost $7 each. Remember when I said Facebook buyer leads cost $3? On average, there's $7 here, right? Because Facebook knows you want listings more than you want buyers. So I asked him, did you do anything special to that ad? He said, nope, I just clicked on it. It was sold and I clicked create ad. And that's how he gets a lead and turns it into a listing, right? He got multiple leads, but one of those got turned into a listing in a listing appointment in one day. Okay. That's really how you do it. If I will say this, if you're going to market a home that is sold, and this one's pending, so let's just change it to sold. Just if it was sold, it says, it's going to say this home sold in whatever town you're in. If it's sold, but then it's going to say that affects your home value, right? So it's basically the same message, right? But here, if you've sold a home, you might have some data points that will make this ad work even better. Sold above asking, right? We sold 10K above asking, right? We got 8 offers. We have 7 buyers still looking, right? Now I know that you're, and this, which I'm hearing again, I used to hear pre-COVID, but I'm hearing again, sold in 1 week. If you're selling homes and any of these things are happening, you have to use our software. It's so crazy making. I'm friends with thousands of realtors on that Facebook, and I can see the colorful things they are sharing, which means that they know how to upload and copy a photograph. There's literally no lead capture, but the photo will say sold. I sold this. No, people have to email you at that point and ask you for their help. And I don't know if you're aware of this. People don't really want to be talking to realtors until it's absolutely necessary, but they do like to capture information. I'm sure you know that people usually research 3 months or 18 months or something like that. It's a long time to get people to make a decision. Yeah, Lynn is asking a question. Are there certain keywords? I just typed in the keywords right there. And Lynn, these ads that we run right here, these ads work. They work every day of the week for clients all over the country. So try not to overthink what we're doing. The people like this guy here that owns LPT Realty, he's not overthinking anything. He is just clicking the button and creating the ad. Choose the property you want and run the ad. That's it. He's not even doing what I've done here. What I've shown you here, he didn't even do that. He just said, oh no, the home was sold. I clicked create ad and I clicked create ad and bang, that was it. So you don't really have to do much. Everything that I'm telling you is really what you need to be doing. Okay. So let's see. So that's the easy part on Facebook, right? So I want to talk about another thing, and I want to go over here to landing pages because we're going to talk about running ads on landing pages. Okay. And we have a lot of landing pages we just give you right off the bat. And then we have landing pages that you can create, right? And I actually recommend everybody, if we go back to top tools for more listings, I tell everybody create a home valuation page for each farm area. So what does that mean? That means create property valuation plus for whatever name of the town. Lynn, what city are you in? What's your number 1 town? Each of you has at least 1 town, not 3, 4, 5, or 10 different towns. San Antonio. Oh yeah, San Antonio. I think I actually have one for San Antonio already created, but that's how you create it. So let me just type in San Antonio here. I think I have one created. Oh, okay. You can create it. And once you've created it, you will then be able to run an ad on it. But I want to talk a little bit about lead forms and also, sorry, wrong button. And also landing page and just online forms in general. Okay. Because there's a big difference in your results, and a lot of agents don't understand it. They don't know what's going on. And I want to talk a little bit about that right now. So this is a landing page for Roseville. I don't know if Roseville. And in this page, this is a landing page. To get the information, we ask you, what's your address, right? and you type in your address, and then we say, okay, and you say, I want my free report, and you click whatever you got to click. People don't like filling out forms the way I'm showing you right now. They don't like it. I'm sure you've searched on the internet and there's a big page that pops up and, hey, can I have your name, email, and phone number? What do you do? I'm gone. I just close the page. And that happens all the time. So if you're driving people to a page and asking them to type it in, you might get Mickey Mouse at Disney.com, right? You're getting all kinds of weird numbers and stuff like that. But when you use Facebook or lead forms, people are so comfortable with Facebook that they just click, yes, take my information. It's already there. Okay. So let's go over here and let's create an ad on a landing page. I used to have one for San Antonio. I had this cool picture of, what do you call it? Of the Riverwalk, right? Alamo. Deborah, Alamo, what state are you in? So I'm going to do an ad I'm not going to do San Antonio. Yeah, Riverwalk is beautiful. Yeah. I'm going to do one for Orinda. Now, this is a landing page that I created for Orinda. I'm leaving it on lead ads. You can also do a traffic ad. And so I want you to think about that. A traffic ad will point them here, and you're going to ask them, hey, fill this out. That's what a traffic ad will do. But if you leave it on lead ads, it's going to grab their information and then it will drop them on the page. So let's create this because we're going to learn a lot about Facebook. And this is when I was mentioning on this piece of paper, create a custom audience. Okay. It's down here, number 11. On this piece of paper, create a custom audience. It's right here at the bottom of Facebook. This you can only do on Facebook. But let me explain to you what I am talking about. This is my landing page. This is the picture for my landing page in Orinda. Okay. And Orinda is a town 5-10 minutes from me, right? So you would think that, okay, I created a custom page. I made a custom, it says Orinda. There's a picture of the Orinda Theater. That thing's about 100 years old. So if you live in Orinda, you definitely know that's going to resonate, that I know your area, right? You would think that if I typed in Orinda and click create ad, bang, I'm good. I'm making money, right? And the answer is no, that's not right. And that's what I want to point out, because a lot of agents don't know what the heck is going on. You see this Orinda and 15-mile radius? You can't shrink that. You can't make it a tighter radius. That is a problem that occurred when Facebook got sued by HUD because of discriminatory ads run by realtors and lenders, right? So the targeting that you could use long ago does not exist. And let me show you how that hurts you as an agent when you're trying to target with a landing page for a specific area. Let's not look at it this way. Let me see if I can do it. It's showing, I'm sorry to waste your time here. I want a little more basic. For some reason, it's showing me all the terrain, so it's hard to see here. Let me just click one more time, guys. Sorry. I have all these mountains. Oh, that's what I need. God, it's not getting any better. Sorry. Google has updated their stuff here. So you can't see anything. I don't know if you can see my mouse swirling around here, but I'm circling Orinda. Okay. And it's a small town. There's 22,000 people. All right. But if you can't target tighter than 15-mile radius, what does that mean? A 15-mile radius, it's right here. So you're literally targeting 1 million people, at least, that don't live in Orinda. And that kind of is upsetting for some agents, right? It would be. I'm putting money, I created something custom, and there you go, right? That's how it's working, right? It's working. But let me show you the other thing that agents love to do, and they don't get good results. And I don't want you to have that experience. Now, when we come to the landing page section, you see this free home values page. This does not look like this. This is something Scott's been fooling around with, so he likes to make it look all fancy, but yours does not look like that, okay? Yeah, he's got a video here, so he probably was doing something. You can snap in a video, but This is all custom stuff, right? I want to show you what this thing looks like by default. And it's important because we're auto embedding this page in a bunch of your tools. And I'm going to remove this. Let's just see what it looks like. And I want to get you back to default so that you know what it looks like, because you don't all live in areas where that looks like our tool. Like this one we customized. So it looks like this. I'm going to save this and let's see, custom. It doesn't have a video of Scott talking about the area. That's custom page content. And I'm going to take this out. This is what the page looks like. We're almost there. And a lot of agents, they join us, they see, oh, that's an instant home value page, and I'm going to just go for it. I'm just going to run an ad. And if you're living in Houston, Texas, or San Antonio, Texas, or Philadelphia, or in Seattle, Washington, or Miami, this thing does not look like your area. But you know what you're asking for? Their name, phone number, and email, right? And their address. And they have no idea who you are. And that's when agents, they throw up a $50 ad and they're like, I didn't get any results, or I got one result. And that's a big problem. And that's because you don't quite know what's going on Facebook. So let's go do that together. I'm trying to remove that. Seems to be taking a little bit of time. I can go here, create a landing page ad, and I can go to free home values and leave it on lead ads or traffic, whichever one you want to do. And it's going to show us the fancy picture there. Oh, no, that's actually the one right there. So that's what it looks like right off the bat, right? It doesn't even say Folsom. Again, we are fooling around with that. So you might type in San Antonio, right? Or you might type in Houston, or you might type in whatever city you want, and that does not look like it, and you're expecting fantastic results, and that's not going to happen. The other thing that you have to know is that these leads are the most expensive seller leads from Facebook, because that kind of landing page, it's been around for more than 10 years, right? We've had it for years. There used to be a company called Prime Seller Leads that was creating those, and people were buying those. There's a company called Prime Seller, Bold Leads, even what's the company? Boomtown would sell you that landing page, add it to your website for $250 a month for that single landing page, right? You can have unlimited landing pages for each one of your accounts, for each one of your farm markets. And that's all just part of the platform, right? The thing is, generic doesn't work when you're trying to get listing information, listing leads with this kind of page. Okay. And that's why let's do one more ad. Let's go to ads and let's talk about, well, Orinda doesn't work because it's surrounded by 1 million people, and your city, San Antonio, it has neighborhoods. Now you might just create a San Antonio page and just launch, and that might totally work. But there's also neighborhoods, parts of San Antonio that you might want to focus on. And then you would create a landing page for that. Same is true for Houston, right? Isn't the Woodlands out in Houston super fancy, nice homes out there? You would want literally a landing page for that. But then when you get into Facebook, you cannot target those people because they're not going to let you do that. And that's what the custom audience is for. So you can actually go to companies. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You can go to companies like Arch Agent, like Remind.com, like RedX.com, and you can say, I would like a list of homeowners with more than 5 years equity. I would like their name, phone number, email, and address. Okay. And when you get that, you come into Listings to Leads and you upload that list as a custom audience, and you call it the Woodlands homeowners, right? Or you call it Memphis home, or in this case, Orinda homeowners, right? Orinda homeowners. And you know, because you bought it, that these people have equity because that's what you bought. Because when you run an ad for Orinda, you're targeting literally 1 million people that don't live in Orinda, and you have no idea what they own, right? They might not even own a car. That's just like the nature of Facebook, right? With the custom audience, it tells Facebook, if those people are on Facebook and these 7 days, show this ad. That's when the ad becomes very powerful. Now, I want to point out the price per lead. Remember when I said buyer leads cost $3 each and seller leads on sold properties cost $7 each? These leads, because this is such a popular kind of ad, these leads for homeowners cost on average $15 each, sometimes $20 each. So if you run a $50 ad and you get 2 leads, that's actually pretty good, right? Because maybe they were $20 each and you just got $10 left over. That's why I always tell people run ads on pending, under contract, or sold properties. It's call to actions. They're saying that affects your home value, get your free home value. And those leads cost $7, $8. Your money goes further. I do running this kind of ad as a realtor because it lets everybody know that you are that kind of professional that can help people get their home value. You should probably do this kind of ad once a month. Okay, so we talked about running ads for listings earlier, later stage. We talked about running ads on landing pages. We also should talk about, and I don't know what my thing is stuck on here, that you can run ads on PDF guides. Now, the PDF guide section, there are 80 of them, right? And you can decide, oh, I want buyers or I want sellers. I will tell you this. If you want buyers, I would recommend that you just run ads on listing. Even if you have to borrow a listing, get it in there. Let's do this 12 mistakes to avoid. Create lead ads. So we're going to get their contact information and drop them on a page where they can download it. And now I can type in Orinda, right? And you know that Orinda in 15 miles is going to show up to all kinds of people. But it's not that article, that ad in the preview doesn't say anything about Orinda. So it doesn't matter. But if I'm targeting Orinda, at least that sort of works. And this honestly is fine because for most of you, even if you're targeting this, the thing about Orinda here is that's about, I want to say 5 miles from north to south and about 4 miles from east to west. But I would totally do business all around here, right? I would drive over here. And so if you're in that kind of area and you want to run an ad like this with a 15-mile radius, yeah, you're totally fine with that. Some of you live in areas where you are happy to drive 30 miles. I would expand that radius. Okay. And boom, create an ad. And there you go. You can get buyer leads or seller leads. I definitely recommend these for seller leads. If you want buyer leads, run the ads on the properties, on the listings. And with that, I'm going to jump over to Google. We talk a lot about Facebook, and really, I want to talk about, let me refresh this page. I said this earlier, but you should really be using Google to get more listings. Okay. I don't really recommend running ads on Google to get buyer leads. If you need buyer leads, I've said it a few times, run ads on properties that are for sale. You will get those. But if we do create a Google ad and we say, hey, landing page, and I'm going to just do Orinda because we were talking about Orinda, and I'm going to do that again. I think Google actually has a lot tighter targeting. If you say Orinda, it's going to hit the people living in Orinda. And that's it. Boom. And it says view link. So that's the words that's there. View link. This is the landing page for Orinda, right? So this is going to do the work. It's going to capture the information on the page. I do want to point out, we put $50 a day in for the ad. Remember that on Facebook, it was $50 for a week. Why do we do this? That's because Google is charging so much. In Dallas, Texas, a lead from an ad just like this, if the landing page was talking about Dallas and I typed in Dallas, that lead, each lead is $30. In Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, not Philly, but Reading and West, those leads are $22. In Utah, $17. Somebody told me 10, I don't remember where, but I don't know where you're all sitting, but you're in between, I would say $15 and $25. If you're sitting in Manhattan, I think that's closer to $40 to $50 each. Facebook does this, or Google in this case. I don't know how Google sets it, but my guess is everything costs more in New York, and that's going to cost you more, right? And if we have a lot of clients in Canada, in Vancouver, in British Columbia, these leads cost $200 to $300 each US. Okay. That's a lot of money for a lead. But that's just how it is because the competition there is insane. Right. So anyway, you still at some point want to be competing on Google. You can definitely get leads or listing leads without Google. And that's what this page is for. And that's why you want to download this and act on it. But once you can afford to be competitive on Google, you should definitely be thinking about that. So anyway, I will tell you this. Where are we? Are we looking at Google here? Yeah. We've had clients run this ad. Oh, this is a Facebook ad. We've had people run this exact ad with that PDF guide. So this time I'm doing a home valuation landing page, but avoiding the 12. If I create a Google ad in our mastermind group, you will see that there's some gentleman just a couple months ago said, hey, I ran an ad on 12 mistakes to avoid on Google, which $50 a day, but he gets a lead and that turns into a listing. And he did it just by typing in the name of his main town. Right. So that's how you do it. And then if you're using a PDF guide, we're going to point them to a link and they fill out the information and then they can download the report. Right. It's really simple. The thing about Google, these leads cost more. It is the number one website. 86% of all questions are asked right here. Are there any questions? I'm going to go into, I think, one more topic, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat panel and let's make sure we get those. You got about 10 minutes here. Oh yeah. I had another conversation and it's related to landing pages. And this is a kind of a big discussion. It's not for everybody though. And it has to do with new construction. In new construction, you get a generic page. This one I've already customized. So let me go and take out some of the cool stuff that I put in. So custom page content, there's a timer. Let's just go to default. If I go to default, it's going to take that timer. And this lady was saying, hey, I'm working in Florida with new construction. Tony, you're asking, what about California? What is it about California that you want to talk about? So she said, hey, I'm working with some listings in a development from Lennar, and they have a bunch of units coming on and I want to market those and get listings, right? Or get buyer leads. And I'm like, okay. So she's thinking, I want to create a landing page, right? And you could come here and you could go to lead form context, lead form text, which you see where it says Del Boca Vista. You could say Lennar Homes, right? I'm just typing this just for us so you understand. You save this and that's going to change whatever you change over here into this over here. And so I walked her through a little bit of, this is how you do it. You might want to use a landing page, but if you were going to use that, I would say you use that on Google. Okay. And then you could do all kinds you could put a timer. And the one thing that she was saying is, she says their incentives, they're giving you a 3.9 30-year interest rate. If you buy, so let's do this. Let's go back and let's say countdown timer, headline 0.99% interest. If you buy by the end of the month, signed by December. And you put this here and you make the timer right here. And that's how you make a timer. So if you're working with people that have incentives like that, you can add that timer, right? And so you'd have to, you could use that on Google. I would say that might actually be useful. Notice the headline I typed in there and the ticker's going right there. That's cool. Tony, I don't know the cost of those Google leads in California. What part of California are you in? I had to tell her after I walked her through, this is how you customize this. If you're trying to get buyer leads, and I want everybody to understand this, I've said it a few times. I said, go into your listings, create it manually, or if the units are already on the MLS, drop in the MLS ID and pull it in. But in the status here, you could put 3.9% financing, right? And I know I'm not, but I'm putting it there. And let's imagine, I'm not going to finish creating that listing, but you could either grab it or you can manually create it. But let's just go run an ad real quick, just on any random ad, right? We're just going to go do this. And I said, honestly, get a picture of the home If you want to do a video of you walking down the kind of the model street and saying, hey, this is what's happening, you could do that and put a video there, right? But right here, just say 3.9% financing. You purchased by this. I said, that's going to slow people down right there, right? But that's going to, because people respond. What I'm trying to let you is, when you're trying to find buyers, they don't respond to click on here and fill out a form, like on a list. Sign up here for a list of things sold by Lennar or whatever. When you put a listing on an ad like this, they click and they give you their information like that. It's one of the most effective ways of getting buyer leads. So I just want you to know that. Tony, your question of what are the cost of leads in Orange County, I don't know. I talk to a lot of people, but I haven't talked to anybody in Orange County about Google ads. And so what I share, it's information that I'm gathering. It's worth testing. I will tell you this, I didn't mention it earlier. When you go to the ads section, currently, Google is an add-on. Okay. So if you click here and you say, I want to run an ad on whatever, and you're not a client, it's going to say sign up for the software, and it's $30 a month. However, it also says you get 30 days free, right? So you could actually, Tony, sign up for that software. You'd have it for free. You could do exactly what I'm doing right here. And when you run the ad for $50, I don't think it's going to be more than $50 a day. It's going to be, boom. And you would find out very quickly what the cost of those leads are, because it's going to show up. When you look at your ads, when you go back to the ads section, and it's difficult because we're looking at a demo account, it always will tell you what is Facebook charging and what is Google charging your Google ads here. What are they charging you per lead? And here we can see $7.47, right? Something like that. $19 a lead, 12 mistakes to avoid. So that's what can happen. That's what's happening. You can really find out if you're trying to develop a budget for Google or what to think of. You could just say, hey, I'm going to just test out Google software for a week or two and find out what the cost is, or maybe the full month. And you'll get a ballpark range of what things are going to cost. Are there any other questions, everybody? I've been talking for nearly an hour. That's pretty good. I want to remind you, if you're here on the call, open up the GoToMeeting chat panel and download these two documents, Facebook and Google Ads. They're in the handout section. And also top tools for more listings. I repeated it multiple times. You're going to want more listings in your business. And this is really the way to get it. It's funny. It's the first time I think I've ever heard it. And I've been talking to realtors for about 15 years now, where somebody in Florida said, I don't need any more listings. I need to sell my listings. I just need buyers. And that's what we started the call off on, is how to get buyers effectively, marketing listings, targeting other cities, doing carousel ads, or adding video if you can, right? Any other questions? I don't see any. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I want to remind you that this call will be on this page, our YouTube channel. Please go there and sign up for the shorts and watch what's going on if you like 1 minute bites information. But thank you for joining me here today. I hope this helped you. If you have questions, my email is vince@listings2leads. And if you need a team account or an office account, I'm the guy you got to talk to. All right, everybody. Have a great day.